Somos todos hijos de Dios. Y Dios nos quiere como estamos y con la fuerza que luchamos cada uno por nuestra dignidad. El ser homosexual no es un delito. No es un delito. Sí, pero es pecado. Bueno, primero, distingamos pecado por delito. Pero también es pecado la falta de caridad con el prójimo. ¿Y vos cómo andás? Cada hombre y cada mujer tiene que tener una ventana en su vida donde pueda volcar su esperanza y donde pueda ver la dignidad de Dios. Y ser homosexual no es un delito, es una condición humana.
Hi, my name is Patience Oshera and welcome to the Global Insights. After Pope Francis initially signaled support for same-sex unions, the Vatican decreed that the Catholic Church cannot support them, saying, God cannot bless sin. Pope Francis criticized laws that criminalize homosexuality as unjust, saying God loves all his children just as they are, and called on Catholic bishops who support the laws to welcome LGBTQ people into the Church. Francis acknowledged that Catholic bishops in some parts of the world support laws that criminalize homosexuality or discriminate against the LGBTQ community, and he himself referred to the issue in terms of sin, but he attributed such attitudes to cultural backgrounds and said bishops in particular need to undergo a process of change to recognize the dignity of everyone. Francis' comments are the first uttered by a pope about such laws, but they are consistent with his overall approach to the LGBTQ community and belief that the Catholic Church should welcome everyone and not discriminate. Some 67 countries or jurisdictions worldwide criminalize consensual same-sex sexual activity, 11 of which can or do impose the death penalty, according to the Human Dignity Trust, which works to end such laws. Experts say even when the laws are not enforced, they contribute to harassment, stigmatization, and violence against LGBTQ people. In the US, more than a dozen states still have anti-sodomy laws on the books, despite a 2003 Supreme Court ruling declaring them unconstitutional. Gay rights advocates say the antiquated laws are used to harass homosexuals and point to new legislation such as the Don't Say Gay law in Florida, which forbids instruction on sexual orientation and gender identity in kindergarten through third grade, as evidence of continued efforts to marginalize LGBTQ people. The United Nations has repeatedly called for an end to laws criminalizing homosexuality outright, saying they violate rights to privacy and freedom from discrimination and are a breach of countries' obligations under international law to protect the human rights of all people, regardless of their sexual orientation or gender identity. Declaring such laws unjust, Francis said the Catholic Church can and should work to put an end to them. Francis quoted the Catechism of the Catholic Church in saying, "Gay people must be welcomed and respected and should not be marginalized or discriminated against." Francis' remarks comes ahead of a trip he was to make to Africa, where such laws are common as they are in the Middle East. Many date from British colonial times or are inspired by Islamic law. Some Catholic bishops have strongly upheld them as consistent with Vatican teaching, while others have called for them to be overturned as a violation of basic human dignity. In 2019, Francis had been expected to issue a statement opposing criminalization of homosexuality during a meeting with human rights groups that conducted research into the effects of such laws and so-called conversion therapies. Catholic teaching holds that while gay people must be treated with respect, homosexual acts are intrinsically disordered. Francis has not changed that teaching, but he has made reaching out to the LGBTQ community a hallmark of his papacy. Starting with his famous 2013 declaration, "Who am I to judge?" when he was asked about a purportedly gay priest, Francis has gone on to minister repeatedly and publicly to the gay and trans community. As Archbishop of Buenos Aires, he favored granting legal protections to same-sex couples as an alternative to endorsing gay marriage, which Catholic doctrine forbids. Despite such outreach, Francis was criticized by the Catholic LGBTQ community for a 2021 decree from the Vatican's Doctrine Office that said the Church cannot bless same-sex union. In 2008, the Vatican declined to sign on to a UN declaration that called for the decriminalization of homosexuality, complaining the text went beyond the original scope. In a statement at the time, the Vatican urged countries to avoid unjust discrimination against gay people and end penalties against them. Let's just begin with your reaction. When you heard about this response from Pope Francis, what did you think? Could the Vatican's decree on same-sex unions turn people away from the Church? Share your thoughts in the comment section. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe.